Arena. The winner of that line goes to the Invitational. There's a huge amount of line for both of these teams. Let's get into it. Cafe, tell us about Cafe for Liquid here.
I honestly thought that you were about to jump into the camera at stages there,
I was
James.
about to.
Like,
I was getting ready.
You were edging towards the camera. I was just expecting you just to appear just out of nowhere in front of them. What a sight that would have been. Just like the ring just comes, just a stern-up hand just appears out of nowhere.
Stern-up ring. Sounds like a good rip-off. But let's get into Cafe. Let's have a look at how this is going down. We'll see a Thatcher ban and an IQ ban. That is going to make things pretty defender-sided if we don't see some hard breach denial ops getting banned off the board as well. See, Maestro banned again by Liquid. Really do not want to give INTZ that Maestro.
Strong operator, though. You know, we've seen how many times the Maestro has clutched up with the LMG. You know, sure, the evil eyes are there, but for the most part, it's all about the gun that you get, because it is one of the best weapons on the defense. 81 bullet capacity, no recoil, an ACOG, high fire rate, high damage. Monster, it's just a machine.
No Echo, no Maestro, but no Thatcher and no IQ means that the hard breach now is going to be pretty heavy. I'm kind of hoping we see a Maverick come out from Liquid here. I think this is kind of essential, honestly, if they want to bring this in. It's going to be very difficult for Liquid to do a lot on the attackers. So I do hope we do see a Maverick here. We are going to go to a Bar Cocktail Lounge defense to start with. However, it'll be INTZ who start on the defense, because, of course, they do have the better round difference across the series overall since they won Consulate 7-4. So by 1 round, they have the better round difference. And that means they get to pick their opening side. But it also means that Liquid get to pick what side they want to go on OT if we do get there.
Okay. INTZ, they will take up that top floor. Kaid, it's going to be expected, I think, James, throughout the course of this map, especially towards that top floor. How many times have we seen a Kaid just go absolutely nuclear inside a freezer?
Think back to Blanc
Exactly what I was thinking of. Just peeked on round. Still have to say Sonics though, because they will go up against SSG, that is tomorrow's match, and that's going to be one, I think, for the history books, definitely.
Yeah, we definitely got some good matches coming up now. This is only the start of it, and we've already sent us to our third map. We'll have a look how it's going to be going down as INTZ start their defense here on the Bar and Cocktail Lounge. There is potential for INTZ to have, they're going to be able to cause a massive upset here if they manage to bring this in. They start defense first, and with these bans, I feel like it's going to swing things very heavily into the defense side, especially with the way that Liquid haven't brought Maverick, which I'm kind of surprised by, honestly.
If they feel they can make do without it, then they can make do without it. It's just team personal preference. Honestly, if you look at the lineup of operators for Liquid, I think they're going to try and prioritize once more, just trying to push in the side, try and overwhelm their opponents. That's why you bring the Capitao there for the smokes and the fire capabilities. And you look at the Thermite. I don't think that open up Freezer is going to be like the main thing that Liquid are worrying about, because if there is a man inside a Freezer, oh look, there's Capitao bot with his name on it. So it's not like the biggest issue. For me anyway, it doesn't look like that for me, so.
I suppose there's also an element of like Maestro is banned, and with Maestro and Echo both off the board, that kind of push that comes straight up into the bar area becomes very, very viable if you're able to smoke a lot of it off. And Liquid have been pretty good at doing those smoke pushes so far. Actually, I'm kind of hoping there is a bulletproof cam from the Jaeger, or if not that, maybe in the future we'll see a bit more Warden coming out from them. But we'll have a look how it's going to go down. So just about halfway in the round now. Liquid moving pretty slowly with things so far. I like that, the Ash charge. That's a really good strat.
Still just waiting for options. The fact that INTZ haven't reinforced that wall is a little bit strange. It just gives Liquid a free entry in without having to use any utility. And now they will just freely take Piano. It looks like nobody from INTZ are interested in holding that. They still do have 2 C4s now. They have Drunks, and they have VNX. I wonder if possibly Kaid also has one, but he's never really going to be able to rotate down below. I would say he's just there in Freezer, holding it as much as they can. Trying to open up above, but that doesn't really help them in any way. Actually, did he just eliminate the Electrical by doing that? No way, surely not.
I think he did.
That is really lucky if that's the case.
Well, I think because there was a drone in bar, so he must have seen that it went to the above bit, but wow. That's insane from
That's
Sexy
really
game
lucky.
sense. I mean, I think that's good game sense from him, honestly, to be able to know that you can do that. So
No, I think it's lucky that Kai had messed up.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Is it not? No?
Either way, they could have been able to get it from the roof with another Ash charge. But it's going to be Nesk who picks up the opening frag of the round. Vistas go down, Capital Bots go deep into sight, and they're going to try and plant. Nesk finding another kill as well, but Sexticate is going to go down before he can deploy that diffuser. With only 20 seconds left to go on the clock, they really do need to recover that diffuser and go for it. Does finding one of his own, however, as Boar finds another one, now equalizing to a 3v3, but still no diffuser being recovered right now as Boar finds another one. He's still up onto heaven as well. The refrag does come in from Moringa. They're going to go really deep into sight. It does find Sexticate, but it's going to be all down to Moringa to try and bring this in. He does have the plant, but they know exactly where he is. That 7-second plant diffuse, they know where he is, and VNX is going to take him down. And INTZ narrowly take the first round.
Expected to take the top floor as a defender side on Cathay. That's always like a go-to. We always see this top floor being held by the defense, but Liquid really threw that away. And I think it comes down to Sexticate actually being down there, because whenever they flood in and they have all the utility being fired in, it takes INTZ just a little bit of time to really rethink what they're going to do. And then by the time they actually figure out, okay, you go here, I'll go there, all of the smoke's gone, all the fire is gone. It's just a free frag fest for them. And they have the information still there from Maestro cameras and Valkyries and or not Maestro cameras, Valkyrie cameras, and it just, everything collects together and it's an easy retake from it. So the fact that Liquid didn't get the diffuser down is the big blunder there.
Yeah, but I mean, that kind of order of attack went pretty well for Liquid there. That they had their entry, they sent 2 people in first through that doorway, and then they sent Sexticate through. By all means, that really should have worked, but yeah, kind of unfortunate timing again coming through. Like Sexticate is going to go down for it, and that means that Liquid find themselves at a bit of a disadvantage so far. They obviously really need this map because this is the decider map. But we said, I said at the start during the map bans that if this went to decider, I think INTZ stands a really good chance of bringing this in. We almost saw them take Cosine as well. We saw them take Cosine to OT.
I know that this is the decider, and Liquid haven't played this map as frequently compared to other ones that we've seen them. Still keep in mind, they 7-0 G2 in this map at DreamHack Montreal. That has to count for something, James.
Yeah, that is true. They did lose it to FaZe earlier on in the season, in the very first play day. I think that online, Liquid haven't done too well on Cafe, but yeah, at LAN, they did manage to do pretty well against G2 here. We'll have a look how it's going to go down as we move into round number 2. We'll have a look exactly what the
I'm really surprised that the little ladder in the back of the van, you can't actually climb up that. Wouldn't that be really cool?
Would it be really cool?
You just jump up in the blue van, it would just be, you know, you can get that angle down in towards the bakery.
Can't you already do that from the roof, though?
You can, but it takes a little bit more effort. Imagine just climbing up the ladder.
Ah, okay.
The point of a ladder, James, is make it more handy to get to, you know?
Sure.
It's like, instead of me using a ladder to get up to a window, let me just Spider-Man parkour up it real quick.
Yeah, no.
Ladder operator when?
Hopefully see. But we'll see how things go down. As we move into round number 2, we'll see a reading room defense coming out from INTZ. Do like the mute making an addition to this lineup as well, with a very heavy top floor defense coming out from INTZ, of course. With the double SAS shotgun as well makes a lot of sense. With the soft restriction you do need to open up all the vertical angles that you do need to hold all of this down. The Legion making an appearance as well, which really we say can make an appearance into any lineup. But also with the IQ off the board, should make those Legion mines a little bit more effective.
Legion is always a big operator that we can kind of look at and say that he fills, like, always a role on a map. You know, he always has a big say. He's universal in every map. There's none, I don't say there's a map that he's great on. There's not a map that he's bad on. He's just there. He will always be a menace. The fact that he can deploy so many of those goo mines to try and deny access to Liquid having that aggressive nature and also gives a sound cue, it's a big help. Moringa, though, entering in from below, picks up an unsuspecting Dodds who was roaming, and now he's by himself towards red. C4, very early one being expedited there by VNX and does pick up Nesk. So that is some soft destruction gone, but as long as the sledgehammer's here, Liquid are still in good shape.
This is great top floor control already coming into the favor of Liquid. Yes, of course, they have lost Nesk, but they've got Moringa still to do some work as well from his side, but INTZ still holding on quite well. They're running down that timer. That timer, of course, is on their side. Liquid are going to have to think about how they want to go for their take. I'm thinking it's going to be a reading room door push since of what they've opened up here to try and cut the site in half. And to be able to cut off this door rotate as well. PSK holding that from above. Capital Ball's also going to be going down, making sure that no one can push through at all. And so this rotate is Moringa will punish Vitz for getting a little bit too aggressive there. Flashbangs are going to go down as well into the hallway, as Drunks is going to make a rotate as well as Boar. Going to be able to try and do some stuff. A great shot from Boar to Sam Power, and this is going to be much, much better. Phoenix trying to make his retake as well happen from half stairs, but he's going to get punished for it. Drunks from above. As Diffuser successfully goes down. Just into a 2v2. Possible retake as Drunks finds Sexta Cake, and it's all into the hands of Moringa. Still has smokes available, but no firebolts from him remaining. The Diffuser still doing its work, and all he really has to do is play the time. The edge up finds Drunks, and it's all down to Boar to try and bring this in. All Moringa has to do is just play the time. It's a 7-second plant defuse, and this is not looking good at all for Boar to be able to clutch this in. Yeah, he's going to be trying to be fighting out that vertical play to see what he can do. Diffuser very, very low now, just about to do its work, but about to lose time, and Moringa, all he has to do is just play this patiently, wait for the take, and he does go for it. Headshot does come through, Boar goes out of it, and Team Liquid take round number 2.
Pretty easy for Liquid to try and lock it out. Did look a little bit ropey there at stages, and I do question the air jab positionings because there wasn't any towards red stairs, which I'm really surprised about. Allowing the mute to rotate up and then take out your top floor cover bit by bit is really surprising. And also another thing which I kind of question is looking at the way the INTZ set up, I don't get why there wasn't more pressure being applied to the top floor. They just let Liquid waltz in. There was very little effort. There was, what, C4 being tossed in, and that was from below anyway. If you're defending Reading Room, you should know that you should generally try and put all your eggs in one basket towards the top floor. It's kind of a go big or go home, quite similar to like Bathroom Tellers and Border, where you're forced to defend the upstairs.
I didn't actually mind the way that INTZ held that, because he managed to waste quite a lot of time upstairs, but of course Liquid were able to dismantle that quite heavily. But rather than INTZ trying to fight that and kind of fighting the losing battle up there, they rotated off, they held on to mining instead, and went for the rotates when they could. Actually don't mind that strategy at all coming up from INTZ, and it actually almost worked for them as well, going for those heavy rotates. Yes, you could say, bit of a mistake from Liquid not to have any kind of, I guess not info or even air jabs going down there as well into red stairs. Not really sure what the issue was there. But INTZ almost pulling the jack out of the box there, unable to bring it all the way in. However, is going to send us into round number 3, and it's going to be a kitchen defense. I think with the Thatcher ban, this is the hardest defense. This is the hardest attack, sorry. This is the easiest defense.
5 seconds left.
Yeah, Kitchen, I feel, has, like, a lot of things going for attackers, though, also. Like, I know it's very defender-sided with the Thatcher ban coming in, but for the most part, again, Destructibility is a massive addition to Cafe, and that's kind of the whole thing that was brought in whenever the new revamp came. It made Kitchen, yes, a better sight, so you just don't, like, die from outside the windows all the time, but it also adds another layer of Destructibility. That train can actually open up above the Kitchen, and if teams like Liquid who can execute towards those top floors, like they just produced in towards that reading, they can make it work as well. Yes, we know that there's going to be, you know, some denial, which there isn't this time for INTZ, which is very surprising that there's no, like, Electroclaws or Bandits, but perhaps fearing that Liquid do go above in the long term, it doesn't really help them, because you can eliminate Electroclaws from above anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we have the signal jammers as well from the mute, and that is able to deny quite a lot of areas, of course, for that hard breach denial. But yeah, you are quite right. No Bandit, no Kayad. Not really worth it in the long run here for INTZ. I think their lineup is perfectly fine for this. Again, bringing the double SAS. I think this is good as well. Like, you've got a Nitro on the board. Of course, you've got those 3 smokes up on the board. Got a Nitro on the board from TNX as well. Plenty of denial here. But also, I think, like, I think we mentioned it the last time that we casted Cafe, but having Nitros on Kitchen isn't that great for plant denial, but it can be good to deny their vertical play.
It can be. I think whenever you can try and get your foot in the door early and give your team that little bit of momentum, it goes a long way. Having that extra man to, like, be sent away to do a flank or just have an extra body on site for, again, more refrags always helps. How many times have we seen, like, a first blood just spiral out of control and end as a flawless? Too many times for my knowledge, James, isn't it?
Yeah, it is important to get that first blood up on the board, that entry pick go through. Legion Meds are, however, going to go down. Sexy already has managed to find his way up into the bakery to see what he can do. INTZ still have a lot of control over the area, though, however, as well as that upstairs control. Smokes are going to go out very prematurely, however, from Boar, but that should be able to buy some time for INTZ, and Duds is going to pick up the first kill of the round. There goes Nesk already. That roam clear getting affected by INTZ.
Okay, so they've lost Nesk right off the rip once more, but most players from INTZ, they're located towards restaurant. There's a lot of pressure being applied in to where Liquid want to try and go for the execute. Yes, there is that Legion playing towards red stairs, but not a favorable position. VNX just all of a sudden out of nowhere, a double kill playing in behind the cooker, and well, he's cooking up some trouble for Liquid right now. They're trying to find him and try and squeeze him out, and still just peeking away. As he doesn't even need to get kills now, he's just feeding information. Sexy Cake does bring back 2 for his team, but 10 seconds to go, and going through so many bodies now. This is going to be a rough one. VNX, a triple kill. Sexy Cake, a triple kill for him. Back and forth we go, but not enough time for him to make this happen.
Yeah, really good attempt from Sexy Cake coming through there. I feel like that round was entirely lost when Moringa went down. The Capitao not able to do much there to be able to cut off all the crosses as well. Like, there was a lot of crossfires established by INTZ there to be able to shut that hole down. They also had a C4 coming out as well that could have gone over the reinforcement. I mean, it did go over the reinforcement eventually. It didn't manage to hit its mark, but it just tells you, like, how set up INTZ were for that kind of take. With no Capitao there, it allows those crossfires to be very easily established. Liquid also didn't have any other kind of push going for them. They had to force their way into Bakery. And yeah, just Moringa going down, I think, completely stumbled on that attack. I'm not sure what happened there, really, but INTZ take the round. I'm going to send this round before in a pretty expected scoreline. Ooh. This is...
Okay.
This is very risky coming out from Sexy Cake.
I don't know how I feel about this one.
The fact that... Okay, like, I don't mind the Nook here, but the fact that Sexy Cake has not only taken Diffuser, but he's also switched off their only hard breacher to do this, this is an insanely risky play coming out from
I don't even want to comment on it, because I don't know what's going to happen, James. This is just going to be a cluster. I know it is.
Could he maybe going for a rotate up red?
No, it's not the matter of fact what Nook's going to do. It's what's everybody else going to do, because there's no Thermite.
This is really weird. Oh, okay, I think what's going to happen here is they're going to, like, take over control of, like, Bakery, and they're just going to push straight up red stairs, because there's a lot of drones down there in that area.
5 seconds left before insertion.
Like, a lot of drones.
I just really worry right now. I have no idea what I'm ready for. James, hold me. Help me. This is going to be fun.
Yeah. This is like a super risky play from Liquid though, because it's not even like they did bad on their last attack here. Like, it was just unfortunate that Sexy Cake died.
James, what's the saying that I always go for? Either make the play makes you. They're going to make some plays.
Well, we'll see if that is going to be working out from Liquid. I've definitely never seen this kind of strategy before. So, I'm very interested and very intrigued to see what the Nook play does come through here. They are going to go to the roof, however, and go to the red hatch, and looks like PSK instead has opted to take Diffuser. So I'm glad to see that change.
VNX tried to get a little bit of control below, took an early fight and loses some HP, but just about, like, what, a bullet worth of damage on the Palu. So just a little bit of early skirmishing, but nothing really to get hyped about so far. I think Liquid are just going to play off the fact that they can drop hatches, and with how little pressure that INTZ had put on towards the piano the last round that they defended it, do they really need the hard breach in that scenario whenever they're literally just run in under the cover of smokes anyway? I don't know. It's a really tough one, because we talked about this. Yes, we know that Thermite is great for this top floor primarily, because you need hard breach, but that freezer, all you need is like one fire arrow, and that covers the entire room. So in the long term, I think it'll still be okay for Liquid. But they're definitely, they're trying to give like something else, bringing the Nook in. And I don't know, I don't really know what they're fearing though. Like what, fearing a Valkyrie camera spotting them out? Potentially?
The mirror pick also making an appearance here from INTZ, but...
She can't hide behind that. She can't use her Hell Presence Reduction. That's a very weird name for it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a weird name, but Of course, we'll see the repels are going to be coming out onto Cocktail here, coming out from Pala. See what he can do at all from that side. Liquid looking to get set up for their whole attack and their whole push, as Moringa's going to smoke it all out, and that's going to force a peek coming up from Boar. Nesk will shut it down, but Drunk shuts down Sexticate once again, and Nook not looking too good at all from him. As a 4v4 has developed. Now Nesk finds another one! But great entry coming out from Nesk as PSK goes deep as well. Nesk pulls out the Legion Mines, Moringa drops the hatch, and Pala finds one into Vitz. It's all down to Duds and VNX to try and bring this in. Duds finds one, however, onto Moringa. Planet's going to start to go down from PSK, and this is not looking good for INTZ whatsoever. Planet's going out successfully, Netro's going to go out, and VNX is not going to be able to find any kind of kill from that. They're going to have to double up and see if they can force their way into Cocktail Lounge at all. Because now Liquid have control of their very own mirror. Looks like Duz is actually going to try and go below a little bit here. This is a very tough situation to try and break through.
I don't know if INTZ have any hope on breaking this down. Crossfire's been established. 2 inside of A, 1 still lurking underneath Skylight. And that's an easy one for Liquid. Again, coming back to the whole playstyle where they just force their way in. And it works to charm. INTZ just cannot capitalize on some of the little errors that Liquid kind of leave out. Flank protection is severely lacking, I feel, for Liquid. If somebody tries to make a mad dash into Piano and wins that gunfight, and then they pull back it in, I just feel if INTZ, whenever they know that Liquid are a very aggressive team, and they've kind of shown this even throughout Coastline, and even looking at Consulate on their garage, they would smoke, and then they all just 5-man rush in, try and go for the gunfights, and we know that they have fraggers there. We know that Nesk, again, just shown how great he is. I feel as if INTZ need to take more risk and more chances and try and catch out Liquid where they're kind of falling short in terms of their flank protection and really expedite that.
I think we've seen elements of that come out from INTZ, but I mean, I agree with you to an extent, but I think the mirror pick kind of screwed over INTZ there because they were set up so surely for that freezer wall to get opened up. And the fact that it never got opened, meaning that mirror window, basically did absolutely nothing for them. And Nesk was able to make that great entry, as you said. Liquid, yes, definitely a very, very aggressive team. We'll see how things go down. They brought the book into the lineup here, this time from PSK. And Sixcake back onto All Reliable in the form of Thermite. No mirror this time from INTZ.
Alright. INTZ upstairs again. What do you see Sexy Cake on the Thermite though? Probably because he realized I didn't really do much on the Nook anyway, so I may as well bring some hard. You know, if I have to, I may as well bring some. Perhaps, you know, Fearing Reading Room could have come out from INTZ as well. Kitchen still locked though. That's another thing. Honestly, for INTZ, I feel for this top floor, they just need to have a better hold on Piano, which they haven't really done. They haven't had a really great kind of extended setup. And that's what a lot of teams kind of go for, is to try and delay the push. And not only that, I feel if you set up like an offsite roam, it takes utility away from Liquid specifically, which is what they rely on so heavily for their quick aggressive rushes.
We saw a little bit of that, not a strict Piano hold, but they open the vertical play from like the front of Piano wall down into mining to surely chuck a C4 through there.
They should just full go for it. I think that, you know, if you're committing, just commit to it, you know? Perhaps just commitment issues for them.
Some people have them.
Who are some people, huh?
I'm not naming names.
Not naming names, he's not. No Twitter ads being added in.
We're going to see our runner before it gets away just about 1 minute into the round. We'll see Liquid slowly getting that control over Piano, but the fact that there is no Piano coverage, as you said, going from INTZ means that Liquid can definitely take their time with this whole kind of push going through. Of course, they got the Ash above as well, and that should be able to take the Kayad charge off the board.
Okay. Piano being given up once more by INTZ. Liquid don't really have to worry about anything. Still though, Myriad off utility being used by INTZ, specifically using Electroclaws to try and deny access to that double wall, but they're going to try and eliminate it down to, I think, probably nades. They have PSK up. No, just using the Ash launcher instead.
Yeah, I mean, they're just doing the same thing they did in the first time they did.
Not a lot happening for Liquid, to be fair. I think they're just taking their time, and but they still have all the utility. They've lost their first man, though. Paulu is gone, and this is what we needed from Boar, is a little bit more intensity, I think.
5v4, however, that freezer wall has been opened up. We've got plenty of utility here available from Liquid. They are ready to go for the push indeed. This time Moringa's not on the skyline, he's indeed pushing it with everyone else here in Piano. I wonder if they're going to smoke off the white hallway and PSK is going to be able to jump into bathroom here. Does manage to take out Drunks. Great play coming out there from PSK to be able to get quick control over the freezer area. And to be able to deny all of that. Neska's actually managed to find his way deep into sight. He doesn't find one, he just gets taken down. But there goes Boar as well. PSK does find him. And now Vets is down, has managed to bring it into a 3v2, of course, as Duds moves all the way through. PSK does take Vits, however, that's a double kill from Duds! What a flick from him! PSK and Moringa both go down. It's all down to Sexicate with the Duds. Pulls out his pistol, and is able to hold it down. He's got 10 seconds left to go on the clock, and Sexicate is going to start to go for the plant. The reload does come through from Duds, but Sexicate looking to try and get this plant down as well. Should be able to get it down successfully, and yes, he has done! Duds slowly creeping his way around as Sexicate worried about where this guy's coming from as well. You find him, Duds, with a great pick, and what a round from Duds as Sexicate goes down, and INTZ will clutch the round. Oh my god.
Just hiding in the freezer. He was in hibernation, and all of a sudden, just burst into life. Liquid letting that slip. I think, again, it's down to the information that they had. Similar to what we've seen from the first round of INTZ, they want it down to constant pings from the Valkyrie cameras, and well, whenever IQ is banned, it makes things really tough for Liquid, and they can't find those Valkyrie cameras, and that's the big thing that's kind of letting them down. So, INTZ, they push on, they at least split the half, but Liquid now, they have to attack the kitchen, which they had a lot of issues with. Primarily down to VNX, playing like an absolute menace, just peeking in behind the cooker, not only getting kills, but also feeding information. Don't really know how Liquid want to go about this, because they're bringing the Firma again, expecting the kitchen, and another very basic lineup. You have the utility there from Capital, which is what they always need. I wonder if they need a little bit more utility, because other than Capital, there's not a lot that helps with like the final execution, is there? They're really relying on Nesk, I feel.
I think it's a combination, right? It's like they smoke deep and then they send their entries in and then the hard breach goes behind them. That's kind of like how Liquid have done their pushes with like these really heavy executes, and we've seen it go down pretty nicely as well. Like think about the Consulate as well, like their garage attack was pretty much all like that. They get the info, they get the drones going through, they put the Capital towards deep, and it does actually end up going pretty well for them when it does work. But if you lose the Capital, all of that kind of falls apart.
For the most part, yeah. I think that's a pretty fair statement. You look now towards the kitchen for INTZ, right? They won it last time, pretty convincingly, very simple. I like the aggression though that they added in. That's what I was kind of looking for, looking at the 2 rounds that Liquid had. They gave Liquid too much control. That kitchen though, they didn't give Liquid really any headway. They always had to get them on the back foot. And I feel as if it really relies on the first blood, because whenever Liquid lose the first man, I feel as if they don't look as strong. Whenever they do get the first kill though, that's where they just kind of excel in their own right.
Yeah, no, I would definitely agree with that. I think that's just generally how Rainbow tends to go down, like the entry pick. If it does go down in one favor or the other favor, then it definitely tends to be like that's how the ramp plays.
Well, it's like you look at a very off the beaten track team with a lot of flexibility. I'll say Forge, for example. They could lose the first 2 kills and they'll still pull it back and win. I don't really see that from Liquid. They're a very structured team. If they have everybody alive, then they work. Similar to Vitality. I feel Vitality, they kind of suffer in that front as well. If they lose the first man, they really rely on like their clutchers. And Liquid, they're more known for, I think, their defense clutchers rather than their attack, because they're all about forcing their way in. And to be fair for INTZ, I think their defensive half on all 3 maps have really impressed me.
They've managed to hold down quite well and not give Liquid any early picks, but also on a few rounds now they've been pretty aggressive and have managed to find that entry. I think the big thing about this last round was Moringa went down so early when he was trying to get ready for his execute. He went down while peeking out with the crossbow bolt, and yeah, that was just that after that it was all over for Liquid really. Flashbangs are going to go down. I love this vertical play coming out from Nesk as well to be able to burn that ADS in prep. Moringa has managed to make his way down as well, but Liquid moving very slowly, but as I say that, Moringa does pick up the first kill of the round. There goes Duds.
That's what they want, to eliminate main key players for INTZ. The next step will be to open up the wall, which they've done correctly using the nades to eliminate Electroclaws. It's going to be a lot tougher now for INTZ to make this work. Still, upsurge control can be applied by PSK at any time. Now INTZ, they flood away from the kitchen and fall back in towards the deep freezer side of things. Risky play though from Drunk, still on red stairs, because he could get picked off very easily by a great pincer, one pushing in towards the red stairs and one coming from above, but he is instead fell back in towards the coat room. A couple of utility being added in, some fire arrows, and now for INTZ, they look as if they're crumbling at the seams. As Liquid, they have that advantage. Ness walks in, gets the entry, and there's the backup, Capital Moringa. He's there well and alive, diffuser being initiated. Now this is a tough one. Upstairs control! Oh, you lucky man! Oh, never mind, you're still dead. And somehow it's a 2v3 and diffuser is cold on the floor. They have to pick it up, which they've done so. And have INTZ just pulled this back from the clutches of defeat? Yes, they have. PSK has ran straight in. And now it's a 1v1. Diffuser has to get initiated, which you will do. And again, the information gathering. Liquid, you literally are throwing the game. They're throwing.
Oh, what a disaster for Liquid. They had so many entries there, and the fact that they didn't push deep before planting the diffuser and get more control over the site.
Liquid, if I ever have a son, I want you to teach them how to play baseball. Please.
So, yeah, just a very disappointing half for Liquid there, but honestly, the scoreline isn't even that bad. That's a 4-2, that's kind of what you'd expect here, and Liquid, I assume, get OT defense first, so it's not the end of the world for Liquid. They did throw a couple rounds away there that they could have very easily had for themselves, but we'll see how things go down as we move INTZ onto the attack, their very first attack, and we've still not seen a Lion being brought. We do see a Warden, though, coming out from Moringa. Why do you think that is?
Attackers need to locate and defend
There's literally
bomb.
nothing from INTZ's lineup that says to me that they really do need a Warden. Maybe Liquid were afraid about a Capital picked here. Well, we'll see a mirror being brought yet again. It is very rare that we see a mirror available on Cafe. I don't think I've ever seen it in competitive play recently.
I've seen it a few times. I remember watching a couple of G2 games where they had a mirror available to them as well.
Yeah.
And they kind of went for a setup where they would have the mirror window be in place on the back freezer walls and have the front ones completely opened up so you can hold piano from that back angle. It's a little bit more difficult with a holographic, and basically Fabian tried his best to hold it with like the Vector, which isn't the best long range. They still made it work though, so that is another strategy that I think only G2 really go for. Never mind. All of a sudden they're
As
G2
you
now.
say it.
There you go.
Looking to do the very
Just
same
perhaps
strategy.
worrying about a Twitch turn that perhaps could have came, but as we know, INTZ, another very standard lineup, also bringing the Ash into the fray of things. No smokes though, which I worry about. No Capital especially. That's a big blunder if they do want to try and go for site executions, and we know Liquid on the defense, they're very structured. They will not give themselves away easily, and they're not really a team who kind of like sends somebody by themselves. They're very coordinated. Their crossfire angles I've always been impressed with by Liquid.
By attackers.
I still think like a big reason why they're bringing the Warden is for the shield. But you could have brought the smoke as well. Like smoke would give you a shield here as well, and basically gives you the same thing. Probably gives you better utility in this situation as well. But well, we'll see how things do go down as we move into round number 7. It's with the very first attack here for INTZ on Cafe. They had a pretty strong starting half, and we'll see how things continue to go down from their side as drones go out deep into the site. INTZ will get a good indication of what the setup exactly is, and therefore what kind of take they want to do. They have brought 2 hard breaches though. That's not something that Liquid have been doing at all. I like the Habana usage here, but it's going to be very hard to destroy these mirrors with the Habana since we've got a lot of hard breacher now in both the Mute and the
Bomb
Kite.
has been located.
Yeah, the Kai charge on the mirror window. Then there's the Mute on the other one. They below him? No, I think that... Is that 60k open up from below? What was that?
There's something below. There's something going on down there.
That did get opened up, yeah. Was it
it's
PSK?
PSK.
Okay. I was like, I don't see like no Jackal shotgun on INTZ. Like, where's that came from? Bit strange. But, hey. We'll see how they work with it. I like the fact that they have a C4 from below, which is something that INTZ didn't really pressure in their defense, as they were not big around like the mid-floor side of things. And this is probably going to help, I think, Team Liquid quite a bit. They've already wasted like 2 minutes just because INTZ are trying to figure out and get their heads around this kind of setup with the mirror windows very deep in towards piano. And as we know, they cannot get rid of the mirror windows. Mute Jammer covers that off. He can't do anything. This is perfect from Liquid.
I mean, it does block his sightline a little bit there.
Give over, James. That does not block his sightline.
Just a little bit.
Stop being an optimistic man. Just let it happen.
But you're quite right. Mujam is still up and available. It's going to be Via next. However, who runs in below and takes out that C4? Of course, PSK are going to be going down. And now that's going to make whoever's playing this mirror window, it's going to be the Warden, playing very aggressively to try and stop anyone from popping that mirror window from below. Sexy is playing on White Stairs, still does manage to catch one out. Oh, what a mistake coming out from Vitz. Both goes down as well. Sexy with a triple kill, shuts down all events. And Nisk takes the ground as well as Liquid close it out. What was that from Sexy Cake?
That was more of a jackpot hit from him. That was just all of them lining up. Hits the 777, and there you go. Liquid, they pull that away with their first defense, and INTZ, real head scratcher of a round from them. Took a lot of time whenever there really wasn't that much pressure being applied.
The only big mistake they really made there was allowing Sexy Cake to play on White like that, and they had no idea that he was there because the Nomad pushed up White Stairs and was looking right up. Like, they had no idea that he was there. He managed to sneak his way in. You could argue like the late droning from INTZ hasn't been great during their attacks. Like, clearly just not getting the info that they really need. Other than that, like, I thought their execute was actually going quite well there. I mean, they managed to find the C4 from below. They were getting that mirror to play, the Warden to play off of his mirror, so he's not threatening everything that's going on over there. Like, they don't even need to peek that Warden at that point. They just need to keep him distracted, so. Well, things are going to go successfully here for Liquid so far. Let's have a look how it goes down to the kitchen defense, but honestly, things are looking pretty even, honestly.
As expected between both these teams, I think it's been a real belter of a series, and this is what we expected though from semis. You know, this is what we wanted to see. There wasn't that many, 2-1s across the board. Now we're expecting to see the full best of threes really come into work, and we're being treated to one. Liquid on the kitchen now. They're also bringing the mirror, just like their bar. Curious to see how they're going to play this one with her. I'd imagine using one mirror window to look in towards the actual kitchen, and probably will try and hunker down in towards restaurant to deny access to red quarter. Yeah, they have that shield there, so they have a lot of cover. Where's the last one gonna go? Because that's what I'm more intrigued about, because I'm trying to think of where they can place them, and there's a lot of positions, for me anyway.
Yeah, the mirror windows, I mean, obviously you don't get to see a lot of mirror on this map.
No.
So we don't get to see a lot of creative
I've never
usage
seen
of
mirror
that
on kitchen. I've never seen mirror on kitchen before.
I think it's good, like, it does give you that info, but... Yeah,
just where's the other mirror window going? Just put it down somewhere. I don't get it. Just do something.
Maybe he's gonna hold it in his hands while someone else peeks behind him.
That doesn't... No, James.
I've seen that happen before. It happens more with shields than anything else, but, it's a strategy.
James, that doesn't happen. You just die.
Located a bomb.
Nope. We'll have a look how things are going to continue to go down, and
That's
not how that works.
He does not just try and do that. There is no way I have just witnessed that man try and place a mirror window right there.
I feel like they don't even know what they really want to do with the mirror window here. They just like, okay, we really want to bring a mirror. But it's going to be Drunks who picks up the very first opening frag of the round. Already Moringa off the board. That is a smoke going down very early on. There's a huge pick coming up from INTZ. That should help them a little bit in the long run here. INTZ are moving way faster than Liquid were.
INTZ are pretty much in sight. They're at the big double window towards bakery prep, and there is still this upstairs control from Buck. They've just crouch-walked their way in, and there's the peek around. No cover being established, but still there's the trade-offs. And INTZ, they get the upper hand. 3-on-2 now. PSK still alive and has a C4. Has the shotgun sniper. Will fire on through. Oh, but there's again another refrag. INTZ have been great for doing those. The Nescas took up the position off that only mirror window. And just waiting. 50 seconds to go. Winnable? I don't know. It's going to be tight.
He's got a C4, and he's got the mirror window position. He also noticed that the diffuser is down deep into kitchen cooking, so he should have a good idea about what he can do here. But we do see some late round drones coming out here from INTZ. VNX should be able to peek this out, but Nesk is going to give away his position as he brings out the C4 as well. It's going to be tossed out very early on, but he gets it! Vince is going to go down! And it's all down to VNX to try and bring this in. He's going to push all the way up. He knows he's behind the mirror window, doesn't recover the diffuser. However, 20 seconds left to go on the clock. Nesk just playing his life here, and he's on full health right now. VNX very, very lit up himself. Drone is demolished as well, as Ash charges are going to go down, but that's not going to do any damage, as Nesk still holding on. 10 seconds left. VNX is going to push so heavily here. Nesk is going to get baited out a little bit though, but saves the clutch and brings it in for Liquid.
Oh, the Brazilian Terminator for Siege does it once again. Oh, he's just another level. Really being able to keep his mental stability there. Winning that 1v2. What a C4. Like, what a C4 from him. Timing it perfectly. You could have asked for a better one. Well, if he killed 2 of them, that would have been even better. But hey, he still wins those. And now Liquid, they square all up. 4-4. And INTZ, now we have to question them how they let those slip. So perhaps just both teams struggling with the kitchen defense. Or kitchen attack, should I say, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a difficult one to try and break apart. This reading room defense, this was a very, very, very close one that INTZ almost actually managed to make happen, but it was the one that Liquid eventually did win. So now this is INTZ to keep themselves in the race. They need to win this offsite. So we'll have a look how it's going to be done as Liquid are going to just set up their defenses as well. As we'll see, mirror windows are deployed as well. So Sexygate has always been bringing barbed wire over Nitro with mirror. I guess looking at their lineup, they don't have a lot of barb. Like, they haven't bringing smoke for this one. They've got C4s from the Bandit and the Valk.
Yep.
I'm assuming a C4 from the Mute as well. And, yeah, so it's only Jaeger and Mirror.
Yeah.
We see this from Liquid a lot as well. We see it in their previous games that they do tend to prefer a lot of barbed wire when they can get it.
Yeah.
Cake loves his spawn peeks. I see this man spawn peek onto Billiards window with Clash.
This is a big round, and if he tries to give his team the upper edge, then it will be an important one, because this kind of decides how the tone of the rest of the game goes now. This is off-site. If Liquid win it, I think they win the map. If INTZ win this one, well, then there's still a fighting chance for them. Nesk.
Oh
what?
My
You
God.
lose those, Nesk? After what you did, but still, it's the trade-off. PSK has been down, and a quick rush now all of a sudden for INTZ. They've exploded into the bomb sites. Boar has been held, but there's the refrag though, and now everybody is lit up. Moringa now, Moringa, stop that! And well, Fur might put you down, a 1v1, Sexy Cake and Boar. How will the supports hold up their mantle? Diffuser being planted, no information though from Liquid, that's the only worry that they have. As he swings around in, Boar, he has stuck it right beside him, no C4. This would have helped a lot though if Sexy Cake brung it. Still trying to swing on around, he has a suspicion that shots come in. Boar, still here, still alive. 11 bullets in the mag. Backs away, Sexy Cake creates a little peek hole. Try and play with the 50-50s now. Boar holding on, covering both angles with one. Doesn't know where he's went. Sexy Cake, he's peeked around, so he knows he's going to be to the right-hand side, but Boar, he takes the plunge, and INTZ, a quick rush has worked for them.
Absolutely brilliantly played by INTZ there. Moringa almost borrowed in for himself there, but no, he did get shut down in the end. And INTZ find their very first attack round as well. Something that I particularly like there is how Boar was playing around the white stairs earlier on in that rush, where we had Drunks getting that beautiful... I do not know how Nesk lost that fight, but he did lose it. Let's just move past that. Drunks moved in, he goes through the rotate, and he's able to help Boar, and Boar is like playing that really well to bait out the guy on the top of white stairs to try and peek him and to try and contest to that fight. Boar brings his attention away and Drunks puts him down. So like really good coordination coming out from INTZ there to be able to bring in that round and that rush. And Liquid, I mean, this is still neck and neck right now. I mean, no one really knows how this is going to go down because INTZ have won the offsite now. All they really need is one more attack round to bring this into, you know, that potential threatening position. They need one of these core sites though. They can't just rely on winning that offsite at all.
Oh, this is as tense as you can get. This is so back and forth, and I really don't know which way it's going to go. INTZ breaking the offsite, gives themselves a little bit of a chance. Liquid still, though, I think they have the options now to really pull this into their favor. 5-4 to scoreline. Upstairs now for Liquid. They have the bar. They defended it really well last time. Probably down to a very sloppy and poor INTZ half. They played it way too slow for my liking.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see how they want to change things up here. There's no mirror this time coming out from Liquid, but they have barricaded quite a lot of the things going on downstairs. They've got a kind of a heavy nitro strategy going on here, I guess. Or maybe even just like a heavy rotate strategy going through. And also no cap attack coming out from INTZ. So I guess we'll see how they do indeed want to bring this in. As we move into round number 10. This is looking neck and neck so far. I mean, even if INTZ lose this, it's not the end of the world. But they at least need to win kitchen.
They need to try and get something. They need to win an off-site hold. They need to try and win just a round to give them the OT, give them another fighting chance. A blank slate gets reset, and it's really up in the air at that stage. Now for Liquid, holding firm again. No mirror this time around. Instead, opting for more kind of useful C4s, I think. You're bringing in Sexy Cake, and Paulu and PSK all have the ability to rotate below and try and stop the defuse that way. And well, if you base off what INTZ had to work with last time, they took so long to actually get themselves in a position where they can go for the plant. And whenever time's against you, C4s is your worst nightmare.
Drunks has already managed to find his way in piano, and he's already managed to find a Valkyrie camera as well for his time. So that's going to eliminate a little bit more of the C4 strategy that has come out from Liquid if INTZ is continually finding all of this info as well coming out. So a few judges have gone through into bathroom. They're going to know that someone's playing very, very close to that white hole area. Dutch actually should be able to pick up a freebie here. As we'll see Vinex repelling down onto Cocktail. We'll see what he wants to do here as well. Quite a lot of crossfire is being established here by INTZ. This is really, really nice from them. Let's see if they can make something now.
Probing the site, looking for the first blood to give them that entry in. Boar will go ahead and open up the wall. Now players from Liquid have to try and back off. It will be in towards the bathroom, and it has been stopped by a mute jammer, which they haven't taken out either, surprisingly. But still, just with it, holding on firm, and nobody from Liquid chomping at the bit. No, just waiting for their time. Patience is key for Liquid. Has the shotgun ready, nade being bounced in, right back into the corner. He goes and actually jumps out of it and gets picked up by the man waiting inside a new bunk. So now INTZ, they have got that first blood that they need. As a C4 gone, a shotgun more importantly, and this one's going to get thick and fast, James.
Now looks like Bull's going to try and make his way in where he can to try and go for this plant sooner rather than later. As, Nesk is going to try and contest the skylight, but gets taken down for it. This is looking awful right now for Liquid as Bull moves in, does get his kill into Nesk. Sex Cake will strike back. Drinks goes down, but the wine peak comes out from Moringa. He goes down for it. PSK finds one of his own, however, manages to bring it into a 2v3. The plant just starts to go down. Dutch finds one, but the plant, in the last second, it starts to go down. It's all around to Sexy Cake with the deagle to try and bring this in, but it's looking awful right now for him to try and nail this diffuser going down. He finds one with the deagle, tries to find another, but he's got to reload. He's getting pushed right now, and INTZ will take the round. They've won a core site. They're so close.
The most clutch plant I have ever seen in my life. Ever. Liquid are now on the back foot, James. Who would have thought it? Not me. Not me.
Oh my god, this is awful for Liquid right now. They need these next two rounds, and this is awful. They've got two core sites they have available. However, these are both sites that they've won before, and they're going to go to kitchen service and kitchen cooking. But don't forget, this came down pretty close to the wire. This was down to a 2v1 that Nesk managed to win, but yeah, Liquid, this is not looking good for them at all. We'll see, however, the Valkyrie could be coming out instead of the mirror coming from Sexy Cake. This is very awkward demo.
Attackers need to locate and
defuse
as many bombs as they can.
Now, how well can only Latin America Pro League champions hold themselves up? Would be a massive upset if INTZ do this. Massive upset. Nobody would ever have expected Liquid to not make it to the LAN event. Looking at their side of the bracket, they dodged Team 1, they dodged MIBR. They don't have to worry about anybody. All of a sudden, INTZ, they just roll up and they say, you know what, we're just going to hijack the flight, we're going to go instead.
Well, maybe Reddit was correct indeed. We'll have a look how things are going to go down as we move match point. We'll see how things are going to be moving through. Of course, INTZ only need one of these next 2 attacks to bring it in, but it is going to be an uphill battle for them. They're going to have to go to kitchen, and we were saying earlier about how this is kind of one of the better attacks that has been coming out. Sorry, one of the better defenses. We've seen both teams hold on to this pretty successfully themselves, so good idea from Liquid to want to go here, but of course they are going to have to go back to that upstairs if it does all fall through. No mirror from them this time, however. I really think that this mirror was doing a lot of favors for Liquid, however, it's giving them a lot of info, but Nesk already getting so low HP, but not getting caught out just yet. He's going to be holding down VIP still. His door is barricaded. Not going to leave him with too many options on this rotate. He's basically trapped in here right now, but as long as he can hold that close angle with the shotgun, he's going to be able to shut down quite a lot of it. Jabs are going to go out, and it looks like now INTZ are getting ready for the similar kind of push they were doing last time into Bakery.
Wonder how Liquid will try and hold up their attack, or their defense, should I say, off this attack, simply because INTZ, they were very firm and decisive in how they wanted to play it out. They had the upstairs control. Will Liquid put somebody up there this time to try and deny that? I feel as if they do, it's a big risk, because then you're putting people up there as a roam game. You could get eliminated straight away. There's roam potential still with Cathay. You have the free set staircases. But then again, Nomad is here. She is there to try and cut off these flanks. What a pick from Moringa. That's a great way to start off. Yes, you've lost a lot of your HP, but you still get the trade-off. You've been pushed out, though, but that is nades more importantly.
Yeah, that is a really big pick coming out from Moringa there, but he's going to be going down himself as well. We'll be about halfway into the round. INTZ still looking pretty good.
Can they now get rid of the Electroclaw? I don't think so. They don't have the nades from the Buck. They have to send Ash up, I'm pretty sure, or Sophia.
We do have Vit still above, but yeah, you are right. It's not looking good for him to be able to do that.
They
should actually be able to push him prep and should be able to just shoot it straight up, honestly.
That was risky, but hey, they make it work.
Yeah. Looks like they have managed to make it work. Indeed. Oh my god.
No
what a long
way.
Electroclaw. That's actually going to get it as well. Oh my god. A PSK Electroclaw comes through. Does manage to find how with a kill onto Sexy Cake as Ness moves his way back into sight. Paolo going to be able to strike back, but goes down himself, lose control of Kochek, but PSK strikes back with a Reef take as well. PSK with another kill as well, and it's all down to Vit. Paolo is, of course, down and not off the board just yet. So now to Nesk and PSK to try and bring this in, but Vitz is going to see where he is. Flashpants is going to go out as well to try and push up, but Nest will not let him have it, and Liquid will clinch round number 11. And now, we have to go back upstairs. Liquid could go to an offsite here to try and throw them off, but I don't think they're going to risk that. I think they're just going to go straight to the upstairs. But this from INTZ was just such an amazing attack coming out from them.
PSK is nuts. Absolutely nuts. Not only did he make the clutchest Electroclaw I've ever witnessed, but still just back inside a freezer, picking heads away like a sniper in the long grass. And boy, INTZ, you need to try and pull this off. Look at the kills. So even across the board. There's not been a single standout player, James, and I think that's for great reason. In such a heated matchup, so contested, nobody should stand out. Everybody should be doing something.
It's not all about kills, of course, but you are right. We've been pretty even across the board, honestly. We've seen every single member of both teams stepping up to the mark. We've seen some great plays coming out from both sides, but eventually there has to be a winner. We get into what could be our potentially final round. Regardless of that, if we do go to OT, it'll be another 3 rounds. So we've only got 4 rounds left to decide our winner, and one of these must win. One of these must be going to the Croatian LAN next month in December. This is going to be neck and neck so far.
Can we not do that?
Unfortunately not, Demo. There has to be a victor. That can only be one.
Feels bad. Feels bad.
We'll see again the mirror window we're going to be coming out from Sexy Cake. This seems to be in like a decent trend. Like, I felt the mirror window was working really well for Liquid here last time. That they went here the first time they defended, they brought a mirror window. The second time they didn't.
So, Mira now, and it was so close. It went down to a 1v1. So yes, we know that this is the site that kind of spurred INTZ and have a little bit more fire about them, more momentum. But it still was so close. Could have went either way. It was teetering right on the edge. And they're going to bring the Mira once again to try and help with their upstairs hold. And this is where both of these teams kind of differ. Because if you look at INTZ and their reading room defense, They had no intention of holding up above. Liquid, they're going all in. They have so much utility. They have 3 players upstairs ready to go against the just tsunami of attackers that will try and flood in towards the top floor. Some C4s as well. I like the fact that Bandit has that C4 to kind of help out the Mirror since she has the barbed wire, which, I don't know, wouldn't it just make more sense for the Bandit to bring the barbed wire and then Mirror to have the C4 whenever she's the first man up on the Mirror window?
I think it's fine because like Nesk is obviously that 3 speed, he's that flex, he's that roamer.
He's the killer.
Yeah, he can move downstairs with the C4, and I think that's absolutely fine. So we'll see how things are going to be going down. We'll see repels are going to be coming out straight up from INTZ, but a bit of a change in strategy from Liquid because they're not doing the same mirror windows they were doing last time. They haven't put that mirror window up into Freezer, but they have got that same mirror window up, of course. This piano wall soft. This is very interesting.
Yeah. I don't know about INTZ, what they're kind of trying and carry out. James, do you think in this scenario, do they try and sack off the top floor clear and try and force their way in through mining? Is that an option for them here?
Potentially.
I don't know if it is. Because a minute to go to clear it upstairs, that's not a lot of time.
INTZ have been moving pretty quickly so far, but in this particular scenario, they have not been able to do so. Looks like Bulls managed to find his way in. We did see a pretty heavy rush come out last time from INTZ, and well, we're not going to see that just yet so far. No one from Liquid has gone down yet, but neither has anyone from INTZ, and slowly the book is going to be opening up whatever he can. Drones are going in heavy amounts, but we do still see the Valkyrie cameras are up in heavy amounts as well. But oh, there's a meat jammer. How INTZ getting caught out with these meat jammers so much? But it's going to be PSK who picks up that opening kill. Vitz is going to go down already. PSK holding onto that palace onto Whitehall as well, as Drunks is going to rotate above.
INTZ do not know how to manage their time. They've just been floating around as if they're in purgatory, not knowing where to go. Drunks does get the first kill for them, but still it's a 4-on-4. No way into the bomb site. They're going to try and force their way in through Diny, but the crossfire is being established and the fact that Liquid can flood back into their site.
Oh.
It's working for them, and Liquid, they're now on the verge of pulling us back and taking themselves to overtime. It's all but said and done unless Duds can pull off 4 with inside 10. There's 1, but there's no more for them. Liquid, they prevail, they push on, and James, it had to go OT, it had to.
I told you that this was going to go to overtime. Do you believe that Liquid get defense into overtime? Since, of course, INTZ got to pick the sides of this map, Liquid get to pick the OT sides as we do go into overtime. Now, this puts Liquid at a massive advantage. They're going to go back to that reading room. They've lost 1 and they've won 1 here so far, but we did see a pretty dominant round for them just now. We'll have a look what Liquid do want to do here for the rest of it. We'll go, of course, to that reading room again. Ooh, of course, Nesk is going to be ringing that bandit once again. So, what do we think of this? Because I think this is still kind of very, very risky from Liquid's perspective.
It's their choice. They feel as if they can, again, spur themselves through and take this reading, then they have that match point. And then whenever we move over, and even if INTZ still do win their defense, Liquid get the kitchen for their final round. They're just going to go for it. They're going to try and catch them by surprise. And perhaps INTZ, they were all geared up, ready to go for like a kitchen attack straight off the rip. But no, Reading Room hits them, probably where they least expect it. And INTZ, this round, they need to get a clear indication of where they want to push. Last round, they did not have a Scooby. No idea what they wanted to go for. They had everybody set up, just floating around towards the mid-rift. Then they were like, okay, we don't have time to go for the room clear out. We only have a minute left. Let's just run in through dining. Crossfires galore from Liquid. Easy lockout.
Well, I think they did have an idea. Like, they wanted to go through mining, open up that wall, and just trying to get in to dining that way. But then they were caught up by the Mujammer. They didn't have any opportunity to get rid of it. They didn't manage to get Pillars control because Paolo shut it all down. And then they tried to rotate their whole push through onto that reading wall instead. But it took them a very long time to get control of Pillars. So things overall have not been looking too good for INTZ whatsoever. We see a double mirror window up here instead, actually, now from Sexy Cake. I actually don't mind this because I'm thinking, like, where else would you even put mirror windows here? So I don't mind the double mirror window setup here.
INTZ, decision making now. Will you finally attack Liquid in their upstairs hold, or be at the mercy for yet again another very slow round for you? So double mirror window setup for Sexy Cake. trying to play it. Really weird. Like, we never really see this, but still, hey, they want to go for it, they can go for it. Perhaps not playing the one inside of Freezer to give themselves that double reinforced wall, because typically that would have been left-hand wall open soft, and that could have gave then the attack another option of pushing in towards that. So, sure, if they want to try and hunker it down more, they can. The way that INTZ are kind of positioned leads me to believe they still don't know what they want to do. Some of them are in red stairs, some of them are upstairs, but nobody's really making any headway into taking the upstairs control. Are they going to go for another dining? James, I really question this.
It's looking like it. It's really
don't
looking like it
this.
right now. I don't mind it, but they desperately need to get this mute jammer off the board, and yep, it looks like Junks will be able to do that instead. Liquid playing this a lot more passive than they were, but they have that nice angle coming out from Moringa up onto that wall. They should be able to get this all open, of course, and Boar's kind of just waiting for the go, no go. Looks like Junks should be able to secure a little bit of hallway control here. No, wait, what? That mute jammer was still alive? How does that work?
I don't know. You know what nades are like on Siege? But because they have went to that side of the map and they've opened up that wall, everybody knows from Liquid it's gonna be another dining A push, and Drunks tries to entry on in, takes a lot of damage for it, but still that creates another angle so they don't have that same jump up onto the sofa and look down into somebody pushing through dining. Drunks barely misses the head, lands a couple of pot shots on the Palu. He has to be careful, 40 seconds to go. INTZ, they're trying to stare down the barrel and try and take them head on. Still for Liquid though, they have denial, they have some C4s available. No smoke though, that's an operator that they could dearly need right now. And it seems to be INTZ, they've kind of separated, their push just stagnated. There's a C4 kill, but also in return another explosive. It's the nade, Sexy Cake into a 4v3, and Drunks, he falls as well. 2v4, INTZ again. This attack does not work, and it's a 1v3. 1v nothing, just, they're dead.
Just all the crossfires established by Liquid there in sight. There's also huge amounts of cover in that reading room area. Even though it's all wallbangable, there's still a lot of cover there. And yeah, it just allows you to easily play this very, very passively. So good C4s coming out. We also saw a nice nade coming out from Drunks, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be. That is absolutely devastating for INTZ now. And they're going to have to think really hard about what they want to do on their defense. Of course, this is very much in the favor of Liquid in terms of round count.
Yeah.
But, you know, Liquid, if they lose this, then they go to their defense.
Yep.
They've got to choose some sites that have been pretty iffy for them so far.
Oh, it's a big decision making, isn't it? I would love to hear the communications right now, wouldn't you?
So much pressure right now on you. If you're in overtime, you're 1 round away from dropping this out, but you're 2 rounds away from bringing this in and causing probably one of the biggest upsets of this year.
Like, the main thing, though, about LATAM is that LATAM don't really choke, do they?
Used by attackers.
In big moments, they're never really known for throwing it away. Whenever they lose, they just get beat by a better team. And for Liquid right now, they are never really a team that's prone to choke. They should be able to finish this out. They have that kind of finesse to it, don't they?
As Ace of Pirate would say, this is for all the marbles right now.
Just, yep. Good old Ace with his tomato farmer selling accent with his wee sayings he has.
We'll see how things are going to go down for INTZ as we move to an incredible round number 14. This is the second OT in a row that we've seen in this series. It's been insanely close between these two teams. INTZ looking to try and close this out, but Liquid, they've been looking pretty good on this series so far. In fact, you know, both teams have. This has been really, really close. We'll see exactly what the result will be.
Liquid, their attack looks as if they're going to try and go for the same push that they went for time and time again. They try and open up in towards Piano. Nobody from INTZ has any interest in holding Piano. Then they move on to their second stage, which is open up the breach in towards Freezer. They try and use some Ash breaching rounds to catch the Electro Claws. And finally, they use the Capital Bolts to flood in, and they have to really rely on that plant being initiated there and then. And last time for Liquid, they lost Sexy Cake. He was downed. He was not there to give the plant. And by the time they actually got the diffuser back, all of the cover from the smokes and the fire was gone. Nesk was dead, and it just fell apart from there.
Jones are going to go heavy amounts, but yeah, you are completely right that Nesk went insanely deep for this last time. That he went all the way to Cocktail, get taken down. Yeah, and it just came down to the wire completely, but we'll see how things are going to be going down for INTZ. They're still holding on well, but we've seen that Liquid have been pretty slow with their pushes so far, but ultimately successful with a couple.
Just Nesk, a lot relying on him. He can turn up with 2 free kills, and that's it done. As the kids would say, James, he has to go sicko mode. What am I saying? I am a kid. He has to go sicko mode.
Okay. Got to hear it. Oh, yeah, Nesk has definitely been a really big entry coming out for Liquid. He's definitely been a big decider. Him getting those 2 entry frags the first time they attacked here completely won them the round. So we'll see how things are going to be developing here. ADSs are going to get burned in sight, of course, as Liquid gets set up for their push. Air jobs are going to go down on red, making sure they can't get flanked. Sexy Kick is going to get open this wall effectively. I like the way this Electro Claw has gone down this time to stop that Ash breaching charge to be opening it up, but it is going to get opened up regardless. There's about a minute left to go on the clock. Liquid still in a 5v5. They're not looking too good to be able to make their push happen here. I wonder if they're going to do that white stairs push again.
Well, whenever Nomad rotates towards east, this is a new thing. We hadn't seen anybody from Liquid go there before, and this could catch them by surprise. Still one more air jab, and I think he's waiting to see if he can place it down. And if someone does try and jump out and kill him, which they're gonna go for, still manages to pull off the kill, but that should be the opening. Liquid know they have a 4v4, but Nesk, he's been killed. Fire arrows go in, smoke as well. Boar's picked up another 2, and well, Liquid, everything has just fell apart for them. And INTZ, they live to fight another day, it looks like, unless Moringa can do miraculous things, which no, he cannot. We're going the full distance, but James, now we switch back. Now INTZ, they have the attack, now Liquid, they get the defense.
But Liquid have a very tough decision to make now about what site do they want to go to, because they can't go back to reading, which arguably in these later rounds has been a way better defense for them. They could go to bar, but that was an insanely close round, and yeah, it looks like they are going to be going to bar. I think Kitchen would have been a good round for them as well, but God, this is so close. This is neck and neck. This is the closest you could ever be right now. INTZ are so close to pulling a huge upset. There's a lot riding on this round right now. This will ultimately decide who does go to the OGA lineup. It'll be our first ever winner of the semifinals as well. Let's see how it is going to be going down. Bar has been a bit of a squiffy one for Liquid so far. We did see an insanely close round from INTZ here to be able to bring it in. Literally, like, a millisecond away from losing it before planting the diffuser.
So close. Oh, so close. And Liquid, well, big risk, like you said. No Valkyrie, though. Don't have any on-site information apart from the mirror windows. Is that the weakness, though? Is that the fact that they don't have that information that can constantly be fed by dead teammates? Sure, mirror windows, we know, can gain a mass amount of information, but it's not a Valkyrie camera, James.
What do you think of the Twitch drone here? Or the Twitch thing in general here?
Well, not bringing Capital, that's where you kind of look your eyes to and say, if there was an operator we switched out, it would be the Twitch. Perhaps fearing the mirror windows, but like we know, very rarely we see a Twitch drone get the mirror.
Actually, I don't mind this, because you can throw that Twitch drone quite deep onto Heaven. And potentially, if you're putting that pressure onto mirror elsewhere, that Twitch drone might be able to get in and do some work. Also, there's like, it's not just the mirror. Like, Twitch drones can take a lot of other stuff off the board here, especially like thinking about Electric Charge on Freezer Wall as well. So, like, there's a lot of work that can be done here from it. So, and of course, you got the F2.
Yeah, you got an F2 just to frag out whenever you need to. So much pressure on both these teams. INTZ, they have to win the attack. Liquid, they have to win the defense. Whoever wins this goes to the LAN. We asked for a good semi-final. Oh my word, we're being treated.
We have been treated indeed. We'll see how Liquid
Chanka has blessed us this evening.
This. And again, Sexy Kick not bringing that Nitro across, of course, straight himself. PSK has been doing such a great job on the Kite here, just throughout this map already. So, but he's going to be below this time, interestingly enough.
He played down here before, didn't he?
Yeah, he does have the Nitro here. The last time he did go down really early.
He did. It was like a solo Ash, I think, from VNX. Now he's a solo Twitch. Wonder if they're going to try and utilize his kind of fragging potential and actually go below to once again try and eliminate PSK, because we didn't see the impact that the C4 could have had in that round, and the way that INTZ had it with such little time, that could have been the life or death scenario. INTZ now trying to look to open up in towards the bathroom and just burn up some of the ADSs.
They're doing the same play they did last time to try and deal with this guy in the bathroom, and admittedly it was really, really well played by them last time. Like, they forced this guy out, Yeah, but those ADSs, of course, are a big issue. Looks like they think that they've cleared them because flashes are being detonated rather than being caught by the ADS. This is not good utility usage coming out from INTZ whatsoever, but there goes the ADSs. And Paolo knows that if he rotates out of there, he's a dead man. Nades should start to go out, however, should be satisfied with this. Paolo still playing aggressively, but yeah, this is not looking good. If he can just waste a little bit more time here, this could be a very, very successful hold indeed coming out from there. Goes the nade as well. That should be the quick clear coming out as well, as the nade does go down. Thermite chest should get opened up. And yeah, it looks like he's just going to try and play his life with a shotgun here to try and peek out, and he does get him! Oh my god, what a play from Paolo, as PSK finds one of his own. VNX is out of it. It's a 5v3 situation right now. Duds and Drunks trying to make their way in to try and recover this round a little bit. The skeleton key does come out, but no, he's getting caught in the crossfire. He does manage to find Paolo, but he goes down for it. This is looking awful for INTZ right now to try and bring it up. Duds goes for the TK as well. It's all down to Vitz and Duds to try and bring this in. This is not looking good for them at all. They've not got a lot of time left at all. 20 seconds left to go on the clock, and Liquid are playing this passively. Exactly how you should be able to do this. Vitz has managed to find his way into the site, but they do not have diffuser right now. They need to go for the frags, or they need to recover this diffuser right now. Nest just managed to find Duds. It's all down to Vitz in a 1v4 to try and bring this in. He brings out the Magnum, but he can't make it work, and Liquid will bring the round in. They'll win the series 2-1, and they're going to Croatia.
Ah. Liquid, my words, what a series to really round us off. Every single round that we've seen Liquid play the top floor, we always seen the man in bathroom get pincered out, and he was a dead man, did absolutely nothing. The one round they needed to do something, what an impact. What an impact he had.
Just what words are there to say? How do you sum up that series afterwards? We just had an insanely great game, probably one of the best series we've had.
How was the vibe?
And so close. It was top. It was beyond 100%. I normally don't go beyond 100%, but that was beyond 100%. We're going to be back with our final matchup of the day. It's going to be Black Dragons versus MIBR. We'll be back after this break.